4 bites.
I got the reach around arm.
We just slowly through the video, Alanis and I are just.
My lady.
Yeah, so when Violet.
I love it.
No, honestly.
Haley's not complaining.
No.
So.
Oh no, I've
never
never
complained.
heard her complain.
No.
So.
Only when a man is involved.
God, don't you just hate him?
Men.
Hi, bestie.
Hi. I just dropped my Kindle.
Did you guys miss this like literally so much? Yeah. I feel like they missed this so much.
We had a vacation, so we went to Volcano Bay and Universal.
Because we're adults.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. We had lots of pool time,
Lots
hot
of pool
tub
time.
time.
We were just kind of pruning, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much reading was taking place that weekend.
No.
No. It
No.
was very fun though.
And then we fell ill.
Yeah, very. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm still quite
Yeah,
sick.
no.
But
I've sounded better before.
here we are.
Yeah.
Finally, 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. And we're back!
Yeah.
Oh my god. So we're picking up on Iron Flame. But we're only doing Iron Flame Part 1.
Yes.
You're gonna have to wait for Part 2.
Sorry.
It's
a big book.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
It is.
She's a big girl.
There's a lot to cover.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. So much happens just in Part 1. God. We have little Danishes.
Yeah.
Can they see them?
These are.
Yeah, they should be.
We have. They're not frosted, but pretend they're frosted. Because
They're frosted on the inside.
They're frosted on the inside. Because, like, literally the only part that they talk about food is whenever Violet poisons the frosted pastry that what's-her-face eats. I can't remember her name, but Sloane's opponent.
Oh, yeah, whenever Sloane has to.
Yeah, and then
has
Sloane's
to
like,
fight.
I won that fair and square. And Violet's like, no, you literally didn't.
You did it,
You would
actually.
have actually died, so you're welcome.
So you're welcome. Be nicer to me.
Be nicer to
I'm
me.
also sad your brother's dead.
God, right in my face, Haley?
I just want to eat all my germs.
I love to share.
Okay,
I
I
just
guess.
love to
It was
share.
very sweet.
You're
Good
welcome.
intentions.
I would like to open with my first note, which was on page 19, when Violet said, but I can't trust him to tell me the truth about, well, anything. And I said, oh, you're aggravating me already.
You know what's so funny? On page 38, I highlighted when she said, that's what this ache in my chest is, misery. I said, shut up and stop being so overdramatic. Because literally just... what do
So
you mean?
dramatic. And like the
Just
whole time.
The whole time. Like, I get it. He, well, one, so like he never lied, but he like intentionally left out things, which is like conducive to
Okay.
lying, whatever. But also, look at the cost, like, for the whole secret place.
Why was he to just think that it was smart to tell you everything?
Yeah,
Don't we think that would have been dumb?
And he also explained it very well why
Right.
he couldn't have told her.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like and I think like too, she was upset because he was like, there are going to be things that I'm never going to be able to tell you, like out of secret, because like for the sake of this hidden place and for the sake of the war and like the rebellion or whatever. And she's mad at that, but like literally your mom is the general of like the whole thing and like literally their enemy,
Right.
regardless of like whatever she ended up doing. in the end.
Right.
But like you're not going to understand that at least a little bit.
That's what kills me is that, like, she's the one that's being ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
But also, she's ignorant through most of this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, why? It was so frustrating reading this, especially the first half. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I can't trust him. Anything he says is a lie. He's
Even when
keeping
he
things
starts
from me.
sending her the letters.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
And she's like, oh, I'm swooning. Like, he's opening up. And, like, he's talking about his past and, like, his childhood and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, but still, it's not everything.
And he even says, like, I'll tell you everything about me. Like, whatever you want to know about me, I'll tell you. But about the war, about the rebellion, can't tell you everything. That's
Like,
totally
he's
understandable.
keeping other people's secrets for the sake of other people.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
My bad?
Mm-hmm.
I don't...
Yeah.
Also, she's quite young and gullible,
Right.
and like, I
And
don't think
Dane
I
is
trust you
around.
with secrets.
And Dane is around every corner.
That
Yeah,
too, like
literally.
she can't fully shield against him yet.
Yeah.
So
She just frustrates the absolute piss out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
It was one of those that we were talking about it before, and we were saying like it's frustrating. It's one of those tropes that just goes on for
Oh my
way
God.
too long.
For
Yeah.
way
Way
too
too
long.
it was so frustrating.
There was no reason for that. It's like I could understand her initial frustrations, but for you to carry it on the way that you did,
Mm-hmm.
no. There has to become there has to be an understanding at some point. And why did it take you so long to find that understanding?
Mm-hmm. We're recording, right? I always have anxiety that.
You're the
Yeah,
one that
we're
pressed the button, queen.
I know.
It's in the reflection.
Okay.
I see it.
Because I'm like, what if I actually didn't press the button?
No, so you can see the red at the top.
Okay. Okay. Good.
That
Cool.
means it's recording.
You got PTSD?
Yeah.
Dude, Silver Flame really, really hurt all of
Yeah.
us.
Especially all the people that were on that. That was
Mhm.
awful.
It couldn't have happened to just the three of us. It had to
Yeah.
screw everyone.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Yeah. Where do we want to start?
You know, naturally I only have like 2 highlights for the
Sure.
show book.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's something.
It is.
Obviously things like don't really get started until they get back to Basgiath, you know, like
Mhm.
after they leave. Arisha?
I say
Aurelia?
Aratia.
Aurelia?
I originally pronounced it Aretia, and then I heard people say Aratia.
I can do Arisha.
Aratia.
I can do that. I loved their like grand return.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yes.
so
Yes.
dramatic.
Everybody's like, "You're alive?"
They
Yeah.
literally had like pronounced them dead,
Yes.
and they were like, "Hi, besties."
Mhm.
Oh my god! And Colonel Atos,
Uh.
he was pissed,
He said,
which like, haha. But also, he's so scary. He's so scary. And then he brought in, are we saying Varish or Varish?
I say
I say
Varish.
Love it. That's
Mhm.
what I was hoping for.
Okay, good.
Varish,
Mm-hmm.
terrifying.
Hate him.
Who approved of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, because I know Atos was like, oh, we're bringing in Varish or whatever. Who is there not someone above him that had to approve of this?
I think there's, so it's like Varish, the general, like their mom, and then there's somebody above her.
Right.
I can't remember his name.
Melgren.
Melgren.
Yeah, Melgren. Yeah.
So I guess him.
But they were like, sure, that seems fine.
Mm-hmm.
After they said, it was in like one of the, like the top snippets, you know? Where it was like Varish used to be in charge of, like questioning prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then they had to take him off of it because everybody was always
but their
getting,
whole thing was the interrogation.
Mm-hmm.
oh, for the new class?
Yes.
Right, that was,
yes,
like,
and
his main
Yeah.
focus.
he was big into the interrogations, so they wanted him.
But they had to remove him
Yeah.
from interrogations because it was so bad.
Well, maybe they were scared about the rebellion. So I don't know.
God.
Mm-hmm.
That man, ick.
Yeah. Major ick.
Oh, I literally highlighted it. After 3 consecutive deaths of prisoners during his interrogations, it is this command's opinion that Major Burton Varish should be reassigned from an active wing until further notice.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe not in like active duty, like he's
Right,
put into
but they're, like,
being,
gonna let
a
him
teacher.
teach.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would make sense. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yeah, because I sat there and I was like, why is he here? Why was he allowed to be here?
Yeah.
But so many things that also just don't add up that place has. So
Yeah.
Whenever she works the parapet for the new first years,
Mm-hmm.
and she sees Sloane, and first of all, Sloane did not like her ass at all.
No.
Which, like, I understand, but also, she didn't want your brother dead.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
also very sad.
Big claim
Right.
to be like, you killed my brother.
Right,
You killed him dead.
right. Sure did.
Sure.
also she had all those people with her to to vouch for her.
Literally.
She literally did it.
Ask Zayden, dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
When she said, or Rhiannon said between, Arik and Sloane, you're collecting strays. But then whenever they got back, and, it was Varish's dragon, right? That, like, was hurling
Solus.
fire.
Yeah.
And, like, almost all of the
Incinerated them,
third
yeah.
wing went down.
Yeah.
And, Panchek screamed, get back into formation. Riders do not balk at fire. She said, the fuck we don't. Whoever didn't balk is dead.
She's
Right.
so funny.
Right. God.
Literally psychotic.
Psychotic.
Bro, Taryn was livid.
Yeah.
Big Dog was ready to fight.
Yeah.
God.
I love Taryn.
Oh. I love Taryn. I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
I love Taryn more than I love Zayden.
What?
I love Taryn so
I respect you for that, though. I don't agree, but I respect you for that.
I just love him so much. Because it's like, the protective trope is so normal in, like, these male main characters. They're all protective. Like, that's, like, so typical. So when Zayden does it, I'm like, yeah, Bessie, we get it. And then when Taryn does it, I'm like, big dragon.
Yeah. He literally could squish you
He
dead.
literally could kill you.
Yeah. The way that he goes, you're bleeding. Stop it.
And she said,
Such command.
she said, yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll cauterize my own arteries right this moment.
She said, breathe fire. Fix it.
Fix it.
God, I love him
Yeah, but the way he
so
also
much.
like adapts to her,
Oh,
Yeah.
like the saddle and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
whenever they're learning to, like, jump off dragons mid-flight, and Taryn's like, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Taryn said, I don't think that's gonna work. We're gonna have to adapt. And she goes, okay, how are we gonna adapt? He goes, by not doing it. She was like, got it. Yeah, no, that should work perfectly. No issues. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll just go tell my teacher I won't be doing this class. God, I love him
so I need a
much.
refresher on how part 1 ends so that I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My notes end after part 1. If, I don't know if you want to, like, skim these last few bullet points. That's the end of part 1.
A lot happens.
Yeah.
I forgot. It's just such a big book.
Yeah. And it's so weird whenever I was reading it, like, it didn't feel, like, it felt like it went by quick.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading it pretty quickly. And
I think I read that book faster than I read Fourth Wing.
I did too, yeah.
Me too.
But I remember I finished it, and I was like, but yeah, I felt like it went by quick, but there was still so much in there. Like,
Yeah.
so much information. It really
Yeah.
could have been like 2 books. I'm glad it wasn't.
No,
but it
literally.
was,
I mean,
like-
if you cut it in half, it's like, what, 800 something pages?
Yeah.
It's literally 2 books.
Part 1 is 450 pages.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a big book.
Oh, yeah.
The way that man just came in and killed Nadine. She said,
Oh,
hi, I'm
gosh.
Violet Sorrengail. He said, perfect.
Yeah. The way that he didn't need
I
any evidence.
talked to Haley about this. I said I was so frustrated. 'cause
Atos didn't give you a picture?
she
Right.
was one of the, like, unnecessary deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was pointless. And also the fact that, like, I was like, if
And they
you're
just
sent out
moved
to
past
kill
it so
somebody,
quick.
right? But if you're sent out to kill somebody, you're at least told of what your target is. Like, you're
Yeah.
not just given an age.
She said, hi, yeah, I'm Violet Sorrengail. See, my hair's purple.
You know
And he
what?
said, sounds good to me.
You know what was tricky about that scene that threw me off is
Why is it cold?
I don't know.
It's
I've been
never
feeling
cold
like
here.
that lately. It's never cold.
so at this point in the book, Xaden is supposed to be back. So
Right.
Xaden's supposed to. He was late.
Oh,
that's
He's
right,
supposed to be
right,
back
right.
at any point now. And
Because
so
he was, like, waiting in her room afterwards, wasn't he?
yeah, and so this is the whole thing of like Sloane wants to fight Sorrengail and not whoever she's supposed to fight or whatever.
Right.
I think it's Eric. And then somebody
Oh.
says, did someone say Sorrengail? A deep voice asks from behind us. So the first and the second, whenever I was skimming this over, I fell for it again. So whenever I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Xaden. Like, it's like a deep, like, he's
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be back at this point, and it's like a deep voice. And then they glance over their shoulders, blah, blah, blah. popular today, aren't you? Nadine whispers in, and then she does her whole little thing. And then I'm expecting it to be like Xaden walking in. Because that's something he would say, like, did someone say Sorengale?
Right.
And then he grabs hold of her neck and twists, snapping her neck.
But
And
was
I
he
s-
never there before? Because she was literally there for all of the other ones.
Right, she sat there watching them do, like, their practice, like, sparring and stuff.
Mhm.
And he was a first year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it said, I lose count as I stab over and over and over until the grip on my throat releases until the first year sags on top of me. He's dead weight.
That just made it even more shocking for me because I was expecting it to be like a whole Xaden moment, and then all of a sudden Nadine's neck gets snapped. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that wasn't Xaden.
So quick.
Yeah.
So
I just thought it was so dumb because I was also like, I actually liked Nadine. Like, as a
Yeah.
character, like, she was cool. She wasn't a huge part of anything,
No.
but
Mhm.
she was like a cool little side character. And then for you to just be like, yep, her neck snapped
Yeah.
because she impersonated Violet Sorengale.
Jokingly.
What?
Like, and the fact that the kid literally killed her so quick.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, it just, because we knew that, like, there were, like, these attacks, like, they keep happening, right? And they keep
Right.
happening on all of the, what do they call them? Children of the Rebellion?
This is the last one.
Oh, children
Children of the Rebellion,
something
isn't
like
that
that,
what they
yeah.
call them?
Uh-huh.
But,
Or the marked or something like
yeah,
that.
but, like, all of them keep getting it, and Violet keeps getting it. But nobody has just died. And the fact that this
Right.
guy walked in and was like, did you say Violet Sorengale? And she's like, yeah, what's up? And he said,
Mm-hmm.
Also, first year.
right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
like, who is this kid that Atos, that, like, Colonel Atos, like, picked him?
Right.
He was like, ah. And, like, how did you get him to do your bidding?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
Very odd.
It's just like, just such a simple, like,
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he also, did he not also have a rebellion relic? And that's why he wanted to kill Violet, because of her mom? Like, that was the whole, like,
The
I
kid?
think, yeah, like, I think that's why he was so easily swayed into doing that. I could be wrong, but
was
I
it
feel
was
like
it Nadine a marked one, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Nadine
Maybe
was
you're
marked, I
Yeah.
think.
So then, how would he just?
yeah,
Why would he just?
like, he
Yeah,
didn't
no,
even
it
pay
says-
attention.
Does someone say Sorengale, our line of second years, all glance over our shoulders at the bullish first year who threw the scrawny one off the parapet. There's a second wing patch on his shoulder as he lumbers forward, his hands at his sides.
I feel like whenever,
Was it when she
I
kills
could be
him?
wrong. I could be wrong about him having a rebellion relic. I just thought maybe he did, but I don't think, because they don't describe him in detail at the beginning either. Whenever he pushes the kid off the parapet.
But doesn't he
Can I
say
remember
why he was trying to kill her?
No.
She just immediately just kills him after he kills Nadine.
Yeah,
Well,
literally,
they
it's,
fight for a little bit.
he says,
Right.
because Rhiannon yells Nadine, and he says Nadine, and then they just start fighting, and because she says I'm Violet Sorengale, and then Andarna is yelling in her head, and she's like, "Go to sleep, you dumb little baby."
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, no, they literally just fight and fight. And
He does. Does he say anything?
I'm looking. He says, "Fucking die already," and then he says, "Secrets die with the people who keep them."
And that was Ados.
And then she
His
killed
little
him.
line.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was it. He
Well,
literally
yeah,
just,
because Ados wouldn't hire a marked one. There's no way.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I'm wrong about that. I don't think he was actually marked. I don't know why in my brain I was like, wasn't he a marked one?
Yeah,
Like just
no.
like a new one.
Was Nadine not then? Because would he have not noticed?
I don't know. I can't remember which ones of those. I thought she was because of
think so.
Imogen.
Because
but-
Rhiannon's not.
No. But Nadine was part of like the Imogen's group, wasn't she?
Didn't she come from Aracia? Like, was she part of that little
No.
squad that
No,
went
I
to?
don't think so.
No?
No, because I think it was Imogen, and then the other girl was the one who she didn't know her name in the beginning, and then didn't she die? That because somebody else that they went
think
with
so.
died.
Mm-hmm. If you can't tell, it's been a long time since we have finished this
Yeah.
book. I skimmed it a little bit, but
I go off vibes for just 5 minutes.
That's what this podcast is. We're just going off vibes here.
I have two things. One, when she goes back to her room and Xaden's there and they're talking, And she says, and he's like explaining how her room is warded. And she's like, yeah, that's why I can't bring anyone in. And he's like, no, like anybody like who you bring in can come in. They just can't walk in without you. And she was like, oh. And so then she's asking like, how am I gonna find your place when I go to so wherever he is, Samara. And he says it's warded, but like you can get in. She goes, oh, let me guess, warded for sound and to let in you, me, and anyone you tug through. The idea of him using that soundproofing for breaking armoires with someone else is enough to curdle the soup in my stomach. We might not be together, but jealousy's not exactly a rational emotion. No, Violet. He lifts both swords overhead, then slips them into the sheaths on the pack behind him with practiced expertise and a hint of a smirk. Just you and me.
also, okay, I love a man. I love a man in these books where they have swords.
Oh, no, literally,
Please.
like, we're just like, just you and
He
me.
It's just
said
like
no,
sheathing
Violet.
them with expertise. Like,
Just you and me.
I love those little details of, like, why they write it that way, because I pictured it in my mind of him being like, no, Violet, just for you and me. Like,
him showing all of
his
muscles as he's
triceps,
putting it-
as he's like,
oh,
yeah,
please.
please.
Right
God.
here. Oh, God.
Literally. Excellent choices,
literally,
Rebecca.
how could you be mad at Xaden Ryerson? Like, how
No,
could you?
literally.
He could literally say, I'd be like, okay. Like, you kept a big secret from me. That's fine. Like, that's okay. That's fine. I forgive you.
I don't know how much I'm skipping, but my next note is when she gets to Samara and she's like, where is Xaden? And she gets in and she sees him in a pit fighting with someone.
I love that part.
Rolling with.
And the girl said, there's only one pass for lieutenants this weekend. Jarrett has it and Ryerson wants it. My note says the only option is Fight Club. I can't stand that. They're like, and she said they have to fight for passes. Isn't that brutal? I said, please try to sound less like a princess.
Yeah.
Because she's like such a badass. And she's
Right.
like, she's fighting tooth and nail. She's fighting right next to these people. Like, she's an equal. And like, I'm just imagining because she's still in school and she's going to this like actual outpost and she's out there. And so like all these people are a little better than you. They're a little stronger than you and a little older than you. And you're the kid who's still in school and you're just like coming to see your boyfriend basically. And she's like, oh, isn't that a little brutal? And I'm like, God, Violet, please.
She's literally the best. Yeah, the work.
I'm like, please try to fit in. Like, I'm sorry.
You literally have a dragon.
No, like you have the
Sorry, you have two dragons.
Two dragons.
And you're shocked that people are brawling?
Like,
Yeah.
I just literally the way the line was written, I couldn't. She said, they have to fight for passes. Isn't that brutal? Please.
Also, that man is willingly down there.
He is doing just
And
fine.
he was like playing the game. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't even trying
He
until.
was, he was literally pulling his punches, just
Yeah,
like
and
hanging
I
out.
remember her saying that to the girl, like he's not actually, like, he's playing it easy. And she was like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, that guy's going to take him. Jarrett or whatever
Yeah.
you said, Jarrett's going to take him. And Violet was like, no, you're wrong. And she was like, okay. And then that's when Xaden sees her.
He saw her and he was like,
And
oh,
then
okay, I'll
Violet-
stop playing.
Yeah, and Violet, like, said mine to mine, like, just hurry this thing up already. Like, I'm ready to see you. And then he immediately, like, ends it, finishes it,
Knocked him out.
knocked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very excellent work.
I love that.
I'm trying to see if we skipped over any important information.
You have some points too.
I had some basically the same as this.
Oh, well, before she went was whenever Varys was like, empty your bag. I'm gonna look through all your stuff. And so Riddick, I think, was it Riddick or was it
Bodhi came.
like went with her, and she's like, oh, that's why you didn't leave, because you knew they were gonna try and search all my crap.
Yeah.
Wasn't that when he was requiring Andarna to come to her?
That was his
practices?
like last warning. He was like,
Right.
if you don't bring Andarna to our flight class, you will pay. And so then whenever she got back,
Which was frustrating because she's like, I literally can't even ride her. Like, she isn't a rideable dragon.
No.
everybody
Yeah.
knows that.
And they also don't know that she's actually just a hatchling.
Right,
So
right.
like she's also trying to keep that secret.
Well, because she's black now too, isn't she? And last time they saw her, she was like golden.
Yeah.
But she's also been sleeping.
But like
Yeah.
if she were to even bring her out of sleeping just for a minute, they'd be like,
Right.
why does she look completely different?
Right.
And then they would know she was a hatchling.
Yeah.
Like if she at least looked the same, they could have like
Yeah.
they don't have to
Right.
know that she's sleeping, you
Right.
know. But
Also, they warned her not to wake her from her sleep.
yeah, the way she stays waking up though, she's like, "You guys good?" And Taryn's like, "Close your eyes.
Yeah.
It's nap time. What are you doing?"
Oh my gosh! And then that's when Bodhi mentions Kat. I said Bodhi. I wrote Bodhi mentions Kat, the whore.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Katrina. Wait, is that her name?
I think so. Hang on. I
Or is it-
highlighted it.
or-
Was it Katarina?
Katarina, that might
is
be
it
it.
Katarina?
I thought I highlighted it, but it's not in here.
I don't remember.
Katarina. They just dropped it off him.
She did.
I hate that. I
Okay,
say it.
go ahead.
hate that bitch. I don't like her.
Tell us how you feel.
I am. Ooh,
I thought I highlighted it, but I don't see it.
at first mention, like as soon as Bodhi was like, he's never cared about anybody like you, not even Kat. And Violet was
She
like,
said pre-K pause.
boss. I literally, me and Violet had the same reaction. I went, who's Kat?
Where is that?
Why did she come out of
I
your
highlighted
mouth?
that.
And then he was like, how much is it gonna cost for you to pretend
Do
like I
you
didn't just
just
say
let that go?
Because Zayden's gonna absolutely murder me.
Have you considered letting it go?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I haven't.
Nope.
God, where was that? I thought I highlighted it.
It was right after they checked her bags, I think.
I thought so too.
Oh, because that's when they met with the Griffin Riders.
That was
Right.
after.
Yeah.
This was just Bodhi. That's she meets.
Well, I know he explained that, but she met her for the first time.
Oh,
at-
here it is.
With the
Catriona.
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 Okay.
He said, I've never seen him like this. And she said, let's not do this. He said, care like this. She said, no, really, stop. He said, and that includes Catriona. She said, who the hell is Catriona? He said, what are the chances that you'll forget I said that between here and Samara? She said, none.
Okay, but why?
He
would
said,
you even say
right,
in
not
first
even the
place?
tiniest bit of a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. And then she let it go. She didn't ask again.
Yeah. Until later, whenever they met.
I'd have been asking.
I've been asking so many questions.
Catriona, what a stupid
Look,
name.
Catriona.
We were both wrong. Katrina, Katarina.
All bad names. Sorry, guys, if your name's that. All bad names.
Oh my god. Whenever he makes her do the lightning thing, because he's Satan,
Yes.
Yeah.
because he's actually the devil,
Yeah.
and she's actually dying,
Yeah.
like
burning alive.
burning alive, and he says one more just to prove that you can listen to orders if your dragon will not. I want you to choke.
Yeah.
I want you to absolutely choke and die. One more. How about you give me one more?
Yeah.
How about you make lightning? When you give me one, I'll give you one too.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Literally.
I cannot. These people.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot.
Cannot.
I cannot. It makes me angry.
And then after that, that's when they.
He's grabbed.
What?
That's what she just got.
That's what she just got.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what they
right.
grab her
And then
ass.
after that, that was the whole back and forth of like them missing each other. Like they couldn't, because she got taken for the little excursion, so Zayden couldn't go see her.
God,
and then
yeah.
after that, it was
And
like
Taryn was pissed.
he got taken for an assignment or something, and then she couldn't see him, and it was this whole like they were totally doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I was over here like, I just
Haley said, I haven't seen my boyfriend in 2
I haven't
weeks.
seen my boyfriend.
She's absolutely wigging out.
I'm like itching.
Should I actually have withdrawals?
They haven't kissed.
Because they did kiss after his fight,
Yes.
but then she
Yeah.
was like, and now that's enough because I can't trust you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then was it that one or was it one after that she was like, well, it can just be physical, and then he was like, no,
it was
I
that
can't,
one.
I cannot separate. Like,
He was like, no.
it needs to be us love, like not just physical. And I was like, how are you still mad at him? When he's like, I refuse to use you.
The way he
Just
talks
for your
to you,
body.
like,
Yeah.
literally, how are you mad?
How are you mad?
I'd be over it in a second.
Yeah. Me too, girl.
I'd be like, say it again.
I'd be like, I'm so sorry.
God. Who does Jack's dragon kill? Was it somebody important?
Oh, let me find out.
Jack's dragon?
Yeah, because they see Jack's dragon at whenever they get taken for the little excursion. The
Whenever
little.
she gets the
Oh,
bag
I
over her
literally-
head.
I
yeah.
wrote that.
And then they have to work with like the scribe and the healers, and they're all like in the woods or something.
yeah.
Yes, for a class assignment. I can't remember what it's called, but where they have to, they give them the little, like the potion that dampens their power so they can't use their powers, they can't connect with their
Right.
dragon.
which they said was new, like they hadn't done that before,
Yeah.
to like stop them from connecting with their dragons.
So dumb.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they encounter Jack's dragon who kills one of them because she's still pissed. I think it was just like a random character then.
So it didn't matter.
Because they were
Wait,
with other people.
Were they not? Yeah, was it the? Because there's the Riders Quadrant, and then it was the like the military.
The infantry.
Infantry,
And then
yeah.
there was a scribe there.
Right.
And then there was...
The infantry though was they got like freaking massacred, didn't they? Was that the one? Where a lot of them died? No.
I don't think so.
No, I think
Or was
only.
it a different thing that they did with the infantry?
I think it was something else.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because I think that's the only person that dies in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, once they go back, that's when she does the Danish thing, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For whoever Sloane was fighting.
Yeah. And during this whole time, she's also trying to find a way to repair the wards, even though she's
The
not
whole
supposed
freaking
to.
time.
Yeah. Even though there's literally somebody that got dragged out and killed for looking up a certain book.
Yeah.
And Jazinia was like, "You're lucky I know you, because
Literally,
I'm supposed to be logging this."
I'm not writing this stuff down because she said, I'm not writing this down because you're sketchy as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it might have been in part 2 that I'm talking about.
'Cause I don't think that many people died in part 1.
Oh no way.
Because at the end of part 1,
What am I thinking about? I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of deaths in that one, or that there were going to be a lot of
Mhm.
deaths. I don't know.
Hmm.
Because it was kidnapped for the. Yeah. It kills one of them because she's
Mhm.
pissed. So it's just the one?
I guess so then. Were you thinking of the very beginning, whenever like Solus burned? Because there were a
No,
lot of people.
I was thinking of I was thinking that they were someplace. Like they were all on, like doing some class assignment, and there were deaths. Because it's typical what happens,
literally. Yeah.
at that college for some
Ooh,
reason.
are you talking about whenever there's an attack at Samara, and she's worried about Zayden? Like a lot of people die, but Zayden and Mira are fine, and she like rides Taryn when she's not supposed to. She goes to like see if he's okay.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know
I don't know why in my brain I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought
did
that it was the one with the whole. Was it the one where the rock rolled down the hill? Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I literally just dumb?
No, you're not dumb. I'm trying to think.
Did that happen, Hannah?
A rock roll down the hill?
No.
no memory of this.
Was
If it's in
that
part 2, then I wouldn't know.
Right.
a rock rolling down the hill? I don't know. That
I do
sounds
guys
familiar.
remember.
Please, I might just be stupid. I haven't read this in like how long?
So yeah, Sloane. That's also, I think, whenever Violet makes the proposition to Sloane, or the ultimatum, saying, like, you train with Imogen, and when you train, I will give you letters that Liam wrote.
Right.
And that's what gets
Oh,
her to finally
yeah.
be like, ugh, fine. Because she literally sucks at fighting. Like, she will die if she does not get
Because
help.
she wasn't raised like Liam
No,
was.
Yeah. And then they talk about how Navarre is sending propaganda to the border about, like, the foreigners or whatever. Reports of dragons across the border that are not actually dragons, that
Yeah.
are wyvern.
Oh, when Varys tries to beat Violet's ass again.
Uh-huh. And Tyrion said, no, thank you.
Tyrion said, and I'll kill your dragon.
Yoink. Yeah.
And I'll kill your dragon.
He literally bites his neck, as he should.
God, where is that?
As he should.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that wasn't the last time she sees Xaden. She sees him again.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever they were in the woods, Taryn left to go see Sigale for a couple hours, but then came back. But it was only after Bade left.
Yeah.
And then she sees him again. And that's before Varys, tries to make her be dead, Because he just wishes that she were.
Yeah.
He just wishes she were dead.
Oh, yeah.
Which is tough,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is part 2.
Is it?
It is part 2. I know exactly what we're talking
You found your rock scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking it sounds familiar. I just can't remember where it's from. Ooh, and then we get to the interrogation training. I enjoyed reading that. First little bit of respect that I have regained for Dane is when he refuses to read Violet's mind.
Oh, yeah.
When Varys, like,
For the interrogation.
beats Violet up.
Oh.
The way that man targets Violet.
And it's so obvious. Like, you
Right.
think somebody else would be like, hey, why are you doing this?
Why are you acting like this?
Mm-hmm.
This seems odd.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, I was just looking at, I had read one part where it was them training, and Varys was telling her, like, keep going, lightning strikes, and Carr is starting to feel, like, terrible.
Carr
He's
was like, okay.
all right, we can, like, cut this off.
We
Like,
don't
we're
know."
good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's, like, visible that he's, like, very uncomfortable with this. But, like, obviously Varys has some sort of, like, higher, like, power over
Even-
him.
yeah.
Some
Yeah.
sort of higher ranking, I guess.
Right. Because he just listens to him. But you could tell he's, like, visibly uncomfortable with making her do it. And so
Right.
it's just... I hate Varys.
No,
I'm glad that people, like, caught on. Like,
Yeah.
that
Right.
he was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good for Dane for sticking up and actually doing the right thing for once, and
Yeah.
not just what was the right thing.
And whenever they said, Dane said that he didn't know about, where is that? He said he didn't know about Athene, the like that whole, like that whole thing from the first book.
Yeah, that's when
That's what that, because that's
there was a part, I can't, like, while I was reading, there was a part, like, when Dane was, like, being mentioned more and talking more, I slowly started to realize, like, I don't think Dane actually sent her to her death, because that's what it made it seem like when you read it in the
Right.
first one, that he saw they were going into war, basically, and he was like, bye-bye, it was nice knowing
he
you.
was like, stay, you won't stay? Okay.
But then we later find out that he actually didn't see that there was going to be, like, anything that, like, he just saw...
Because he wasn't looking for that, right?
Yeah, like, I think he just saw where they were going, or he thought something else. Like, he didn't think that they were going into war. So then that made me be like, oh, maybe Dane, like, he wasn't, like, sending her to her death.
And see, that's my thing with Dane. I don't like Dane.
Right.
But Dane, for me, is, like, very similar to Tamlin.
Yeah.
In the sense of, like, I don't think you're a bad guy because you want to be a bad guy.
No.
I think that you're just a dumbass.
Yeah.
And I think that you're ignorant to...
Yeah.
It's that same thing where Tamlin was like, these are the rules, and this is what we've always done, so this is what happens. And, like, that's the same with Dane. Dane's like, this is what we do. These are our rules. Like, this is just how we operate.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what if you took a step back?
Right.
Maybe things shouldn't always be the way they currently are.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a thought. But I think that's... Dane irritates the piss out of me.
And he's still ignorant to the fact that there are, like, wyverns and all of that. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't know any of that.
But I mean, so is most everyone else.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then Jack freaking Barlow just comes back. Literally, I was
He said,
I
surprise,
could've
Shawty!
Shawty.
The way that they were leading up to it, I honestly, because Nolan kept being like, "Oh, it takes a lot of work to heal a soul" or something like that, and I was like, "Okay, excuse me, do not tell me this is going where I think it's going.
You're like, this can't be what we're headed to, right?
Absolutely not. Why are you agreeing to this?" But also, first of all, that pissed me off a lot because this college does not care about people dying.
Yeah.
Why
No!
all of a sudden
We're
do they
killing
care about
people.
Jack
People
Barlow
are
living?
dead constantly.
Constantly?
Yeah.
They don't even they don't bat an eye.
No.
And then here's this guy.
Yeah.
Let him die.
Let
Oh.
him be dead.
When Arik was like, I know what's going on, or whatever, whenever Arik
Yeah.
revealed that, like, he knew. How did he know?
Because his dad's the king, so he kind of like got intel of like what actually goes on outside of their borders, that they're like keeping their people in and not letting not protecting anybody else but their own.
Did he know everything, though?
I think he knew enough. I can't remember if he knew everything.
I don't think he knew everything.
I don't think he knows everything. But I like him.
Yeah,
I like
I
him.
love Eric.
I like him.
There's stuff that happens in part 2 that he's like doesn't know about, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What did you say?
There's stuff that he finds out in part 2 that he didn't know about. And they bring him along with to get.
I don't. I haven't even reread part 2.
I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. I'm sure whenever
I'm going to explain
Okay.
both things that I found
Yeah.
out. So I'm going to explain my boulder scene, or my
Uh-huh.
boulder
my boulder scene.
That's a nice boulder.
That's a nice.
That's a nice boulder.
My rock scene.
yeah.
And then what I was just mentioning, but
Nice.
Where is it because it's after Violet's being healed, right? That we find out about Jack.
he like comes back to the class, doesn't he?
Yeah, they say.
Like shows up.
Who is this? Markham.
What page are we on?
I'm on page. Stay here. 348.
Was that like the war strategies class? Or
It
the
was.
other one?
I can't remember. It was Markham's class. But Markham raises his hand toward the doorway and smiles. He was crushed under the weight of a mountain, and as soon as I heard that, I said, "No!" A few months ago, but Nolan has mended bone after bone to return him to your quadrant, and I said,
What
and
if
I
you
quote,
did
"Are you freaking kidding me right now, Rebecca?"
it? What if? But here's the thing. Why was it so important to bring Jack back?
You'll
There's
find out.
so many people that want this poor girl dead.
It makes sense in part 2 why they brought him back, and that makes it even more annoying. And then they said, "Join me in welcoming back your fellow writer, Jack Barlow." And I
No.
said, "How about a big fat F you instead?" Because, no.
Oh my god, I completely forgot until you just said that, Haley.
Yeah.
I completely forgot the real reason they brought him back.
I haven't read part 2
Yet.
yet. I will do it. Oh my eye.
Man. Freaking hate Jack Barlow. He just freaking die. For real.
Freaking hate him.
hate that guy.
Because doesn't Jack save Violet at some point?
That's so good.
Yeah. I don't know who wrote this.
Yeah, he does. She's getting attacked by somebody, and then he comes up and saves her.
Because she was on like a watchtower
Yes.
and
you
she
talk about-
almost fell, but Jack saved
Jack
her.
saves her.
Yeah. And she's like, "What's your game? What's your play here?"
Me too. I was
And he's
also
like-
asking, "What's your game?"
He's like, you know, a lot changes about you when you die and you're brought back to life.
Probably not though,
And I'm
bestie.
over here like, no,
Probably not though, bestie.
probably
Probably
not. No. Keep your distance.
I just like
Distance.
know enough bad people that I don't think they really change like that.
Mhm.
I just think if we're getting a redemption arc in these books, it's not Jack Barlow.
No. Mm,
And if it is, why?
why? Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it.
No.
Not in the slightest.
I was about to say,
That's part of the whole
After-
book, honestly.
Professor Devara signs to Violet that Zayden's injured, and she said,
Yeah, she said, bye.
"Bye, girly pops."
Bye.
We're out. They get there. Zayden's healed and fine, so they just hop in the shower.
Out
real
of the
quick.
shower. Break it. Break
God.
the whole dang shower.
It's just funny. That was the first thing that I read. It says they have sex in the shower. I was like, oh.
When are Violet and Zayden gonna have sex without breaking furniture?
Right. Or without causing like a whole thunderstorm.
Sure, without like making mountains crumble around them.
Setting things on fire. Yeah.
Like these are natural disasters, man.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to get laid.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we can take it down a notch. God.
You can tell that they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the stakes are so high. I just need you to calm down.
Uh-huh. And this was what, page 400 and something? And this was our first time them actually like being together.
Yeah.
I remember being so mad.
I know.
Yeah.
And then
Violet.
I was finally like, gosh, finally page 400 something.
Violet.
Violet.
This next note says Zayden takes Violet with him when he goes to bring more illegal weapons to the Griffins. They meet with Serena, who was there in the last book, and her sister, Catriona, who turns out to be Zayden's ex. We hate her.
We're on the same website.
We hate her.
We hate her.
We hate her.
The way that she just looks at Violet with disgust, like it's so.
Who are
It's
you?
so clear to me. The whole time our cat is mentioned and described, I'm like, it's so clear that you are so jealous of her,
Yeah.
and it's so funny. Like you're embarrassing yourself. Like
Yeah.
it's comical.
Violet said, "Jealousy is a disease, bitch. Get
Yeah.
well soon."
I can't well stand.
It said Serena was in the first book. Where was Serena in the first
Was
book?
she not the one that he met up with? With the
Yeah,
Griffin Riders?
Serena was the,
Oh,
the
okay.
Griffin-
Whenever they were going to
Yeah.
Acme or
yeah,
whatever.
they give her the weapons.
Yes.
Like the one
Okay.
that we
She just
trust
didn't have everyone
Serena.
with her.
So they like didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like Serena. We don't like her sister Kat.
Got it.
Cat is.
Yeah, Kat's a.
I'm trying to find where this is in the book.
And then Varish is pissed when she comes back.
Barish can actually lick my nuts.
Like, my...
I was gonna say choke, but same.
We're
thing.
gonna mention Brittany Bursky every time we have a podcast.
How about lick my nuts? How about lick my hairy nuts? How about, I don't know, just like noodle on it.
Noodle.
Noodle on it.
Noodle on it.
Give
That's
it,
so
give,
funny.
give it a
I've
thinker.
never heard that.
Oh my god.
We're just, our podcast is just us giggling the whole time.
Would you want it any other way?
No, I wouldn't.
What is that?
It's Selena Gomez.
Oh,
Me and Haley simultaneously you start singing, we both go, huh?
The cat.
Oh, 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 oh.
I've got every right to a beautiful life. Come on. Yes.
Who says?
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyways.
Oh my god, when Violet finally tells everyone about what happened,
Yeah.
I was like, I felt like a weight was off my shoulders.
Yeah.
I said, thank God.
I think I got mad at first because at first I was like, no, don't tell them. But then after she told them, I was like, wait, you were right. I'm glad you
Who
told
was
them.
it? Rhiannon?
Yeah.
Right, like
all of her
Rhiannon.
friends.
Right.
Like everyone,
Like her
I
close
think.
friends, yeah.
Yeah. Rhiannon, Sawyer, Riddick,
Which is
everything except about Brennan and Horatio.
Mhm.
Right. Which I understood why she wouldn't say anything. But it's frustrating because she knows that she can't say anything and everything to Rhiannon, even though she's her best friend. And yet here she is with Zayden, getting upset with him that he can't tell her anything and everything all the time.
How the turntables.
How the turns of tables?
How the turns.
How the turns
I
of
was
tables?
getting so frustrated when she finally had that like realization,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Girl,
You said hi,
you've only been
bestie.
doing this for half the book."
No, like we're only on page 400, but like I'm so glad you're finally here.
Yeah. So glad you caught up.
So glad you can make it. So good to see you, bestie. God,
But I'm glad
meanwhile
she
I'm
did.
having a coronary embolism. Like,
Literally.
God.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love that how Rhiannon took it though too.
Oh, I
like
just
how they all
love
took it.
Rhi.
Mm-hmm.
I just love Rhi.
That girl is there for her, through and through. I love her.
Oh yeah.
Violet said, but you should be pissed. You should all be pissed. She said, oh, so I only get to feel however I want as long as I rip you apart for not telling me? Perfect. Perfect. I also just love Sawyer and Riddick, too.
Mm-hmm.
I love them so much. Listen, I want to eat the Danish so bad, but I'm so congested. If I want to eat it, I would be smacking so loud on this microphone.
Just eat over here, like.
Alanis eats like this.
I will literally be. Okay. She said, okay. I shouldn't have said anything at all, actually.
She does a little piggy in her trough trying to have a snack. Trough. We're just hungry.
She's just a hungry piggy.
I know you're hungry. I know you're hungry.
Okay.
We haven't seen each other in a few days.
I can tell.
Last time I saw you was today.
I was about to say, y'all work together, I don't know, today.
I saw you like 5 hours ago.
I don't know why in my brain I'm like, okay, outside of work, like I saw you on like, what, Friday night? Saturday night? Saturday.
Saturday.
We went to
The bar or the.
did we go to a bar, Amy? I don't think so.
Y'all were at the baby shower, right?
yeah. And we went. out. Yeah.
We hung out afterwards.
Y'all go to the bar? Did you?
We did.
You just have water there, it's fine.
We just have water there.
I don't understand.
I ate a flatbread.
Oh, slay.
Yeah.
I
I
was
saw her.
like-
They came over. It was her and Susie came over afterwards. But then I was saying that's the last time I saw her outside of work.
Right, which has been several days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then aside from you, I didn't see you before you even left for your trip. So.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no, I haven't seen you since Thursday. A week.
Yeah. So. I
We've all
can't
been
believe I
dying.
said that. I literally talk to you every day at
Yeah.
work.
I can't remember the last time I saw your face.
I literally
That's so
pop into her
long.
room just to chat.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, how's your day going?
Yeah.
She's like, Good. Why are you here?
No, I just literally stop what I'm doing. I just walk and I just chit chat.
And she's like, "Are you busy?" I'm like,
In the middle of like
screaming children.
literally.
Literally, like, kids right in front of her. She's like, move!
It's like my friend's here. God. Selfish children.
Selfish.
They prove it more and more every day.
They do. It's so evident.
First, they don't let you read your books because they need you to wake them up.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to have an adult conversation,
Literally.
and they're just in the way.
Uh-huh.
It's inconsiderate.
How dare you ask me questions?
No, literally.
I'm just trying to live my life.
It's so funny because the times that I'm just there to chit chat with you, they're so
Mhm.
quiet. The times I
Yeah.
actually need to talk to you about your son,
Right.
they're loud and screaming.
Uh-huh. And we're both also screaming, trying to talk over them. Yeah.
Oh, children.
I don't work in childcare.
What's that like?
It's really peaceful.
Is it?
Nice
Are you
and
sure
quiet.
that the auction isn't
I listened to a grown man scream at me for 3 hours straight.
really quickly?
really fast. Yeah, no, it's great. I have a great time. So, what? They make the plan. They talk to Jacinia. They figure out about the archives.
Oh, Jacinia, I love
Yeah.
her.
But one of the prince's bloodline, or the king's bloodline or something, has to go in, right?
Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. That's what they did. That's what I was talking about. It's not in part 2.
Oh,
Then it was just in part 1.
okay. What happens?
He didn't know it. Did he?
He didn't know what.
About the prince's bloodline. Did he get his dad's stuff?
Well,
Did he have to get some of his dad's stuff?
no, Jacinia found that, like, the first 6 kept personal journals
Right.
in a vault in the archives, but only one of the king's bloodline could enter
Right.
the archives.
Yeah.
Did they go in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
get the
rope
2
Eric
journals.
Oh.
into the mission to get into the vault.
So it was him. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Because you were saying
Oh,
Eric
okay.
knew everything. And I was like, well, no, Eric doesn't know everything.
Right.
And that's also something he doesn't know is that, like, his dad's keeping stuff.
Eric also hates Zayden.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, I mean, that's fair.
I remember that scene whenever Eric and I think it was when Eric and Violet were like in the vault,
Mm-hmm.
and Zayden was because Zayden couldn't go in there, and Zayden was like rushing them, and he was like, "Hey, like I don't like you in there with her by yourself." And he was like, "Chill, my guy. Like we're fine. Shut up."
We're just trying to find some journals.
Yeah, and then they almost get locked in there.
Right.
That was a stressful scene.
It was.
Um,
That clock was a ticking.
It was. And then Zayden takes one to Brennan. Violet keeps one.
and then Nolan
Oh!
said, "How about die now?"
Yeah. Literally, whenever she met up with Nolan, and they were just chit-chatting, and then Nolan hands her the
Because
drink.
I always liked Nolan.
Yeah.
I had no beef with
But
Nolan.
whenever he hands her the drink, I think I put it in my notes. I said, "Do not drink that. Have you learned nothing? Do not drink that." And she said,
But it's sad because it's somebody she's trusted her
Yeah.
whole
She
life.
did. Because Nolan's healed her since she was a baby.
Yes.
Like,
mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how they played it because they knew that she would trust him.
they knew it. Because why did Nolan do it? It was because,
It was for the interrogation, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that's when Varish took her to actually interrogate her.
I know, but I'm trying to remember why he was willing to work with Varish.
Was that was just it, right? Like he just Varish told him to do it because he knew that
Yeah.
she would listen to him.
Because Nolan also, he found the journal on her whenever she,
Right, but he didn't. Did he turn that in?
I don't know. I don't know if we know.
Wait, I can't remember. Wait, because I thought no, he didn't. Because they kept questioning her.
And if they would have found the,
Yeah, because they would have.
found the book.
Oh, yeah, and I remember,
I don't know what he did with
it
it.
said it
though.
in here. It was before all of this, during the, like, fake interrogation. Violet tells Nolan, like,
Oh.
I know some very important information
Yes.
that I need to, like, relay, and I think that scared him. And I can't remember if she told him what the
Because that's
information
when
was.
he left it open so she could get out.
Yes, uh-huh. But yeah, I can't remember what his... Unless, like you said, he was just
What-
following what
what,
he was supposed to do.
What page was the or chapter was the interrogation?
I'm trying
with
to
the
find
journal?
it.
The interrogation after they find.
Yes, after they find it.
Okay, so they are in the archives in 33. So they get out in 34.
Okay, so they do know that she stole it. Yeah, because 35, chapter 35.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, it's 35.
Yeah, because she says, you drugged me, my voice cracks, I trust you, I've always trusted you. Clear this up quickly and we can return to trusting each other, Nolan says. Let's start with why you stole Lyra's journal.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches behind Nora and brings out the book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be wrong, he says gently, but Markham had sounded the alarm that the royal wards within the king's private library had been breached, and then I saw you standing in the courtyard with a scribe's satchel.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Oh my gosh. And then she sees Liam.
I saw fan art on TikTok, I think, of her like sitting in the interrogation room,
Mm-hmm.
and like Liam was like sitting next to her, and I was like, oh, oh.
And there was a part in here that made me, because I was like, oh, she's just like hallucinating, whatever. And then there was a part in here that I was like, oh my gosh, what if that's like actually like he somehow was able to like cross over and she see him, because there was a part in here that
I'm trying to see.
Really quickly,
Mhm.
while you find that, when I was just reading this, Nolan was giving Big Dane vibes.
In what way?
Because she's like, I trusted you. He's like,
Oh.
oh, I'm doing like the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, you've taken care of this girl since she was little, and you're doing the right thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're
This
doing
isn't-
what you think is
This
right.
isn't
for
the
them.
one I saw on
Uh-huh.
TikTok, but it's like all this fan art of like
Right.
Liam being in the room with
Yeah.
her. Like, ugh. It kills me.
Ooh, I love this part. Whenever Xaden comes, she says, I look up into the wrath of Dune in the form of gold-flecked onyx eyes. And I said, I didn't say anything. I was speechless.
She said, actually, I was speechless.
I was speechless. And then he says, oh, that's when he says, there's nowhere in existence you could go that I wouldn't find you, remember? Ah! And then I said, I'm going to sob. And I did.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
I fully believe it.
Mm-hmm. She said, you came. He said, you called.
Okay, but when Dane reads Violet's memories whenever he comes in
Yeah.
before Xaden gets there,
Yeah,
and
Dane's-
she shows him everything,
Mm-hmm.
like the revolution and
Yep.
like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was so scared in that moment.
And then he's the one that took down Varys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then it was, Xaden was like, do you want the killing blow, Violet? And she was like, I'm kind of too weak. And so they both did
So they
it.
did it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cute. They killed the guy together.
So
That's so sweet.
he said, "Here, let's kill him together." And they hold hands,
She said,
and they. That's so romantic.
relationship goals. Honestly.
That's so romantic.
And then I'm Dane over here.
Tane's like, no, it's fine. Like in school.
Oh, you guys have fun.
God.
I'll just be here.
I did most of the work.
Right.
God. God, then General Sorengale.
Mm.
That lady.
That one.
That one.
She
I feel like I'm being thrown through like 40 different loops anytime she's mentioned.
No, I
Yeah.
have no idea what to do with
Because I
her.
was like, okay, cool. She's like, because she was like working with So she hired Zayden basically to protect Violet.
Right.
Right.
Because she didn't have faith that she would like actually
After
survive.
Mira was like, do not
Literally.
talk to Zayden Ryerson.
Literally.
And Mom was like, you will protect my daughter.
And then
What if someone in the family talked to one another?
so we know that she knows what's going on.
Yeah,
But
because she knew
then-
about the weapons.
Yeah, so like not cool, Mom. And then she's like,
Not so
I'm
slay.
doing this all to protect my children.
Mm-hmm.
I'd do anything to protect my... Which, like, sure, same. I got it. But also, at what cost? Like, there's, I think, other ways you could protect your children without also killing literally so many other people.
Right, like the whole wards thing, like, and keep, like...
Mm-hmm.
It's that same mentality of, like, I can keep this group safe at the cost of literally everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what if we just made more? What if we tried to get to a root problem?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
instead of just, like, la la la, la la la, how's everyone doing? Like, it's that same mentality where, like, again, I don't necessarily think that... God, what's her name? Lilith?
Lilith.
Yeah. I don't think that Lilith Sorngale is just, like, a terrible person. I just think that whenever you're raised in the position, or you've been in the position that she is in for so long, same with, like, Dane, like, being raised in a position like he was, like, you get so conditioned to living a certain way that you think, okay, this is as far as my power extends to, so this is all I can worry about.
Right.
Where, like, people that don't grow up with the power that you have can only imagine, like, okay, so how do we take care of the many? Like, how do we
Yeah.
stick up for everyone?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, having that closed off mentality.
The only reason I can think that she thinks that way is for reasons we don't know yet. Like, we still don't know about the dad. Like, I feel like the dad has a big part, and
Dude.
maybe with whatever happened with dad has made her, like, super closed-minded of, like, I have to protect what I have left. And if that means letting this happen to a bunch of civilians, then so be
Then
it.
so be it,
Still
yeah.
not right,
Yeah.
but, like, that's the only thing that can make me think.
Because, like, I, you know, like, y'all are parents, you get the mentality of, like, screw everyone else, I'm gonna protect my kids.
Right.
But when you're in a position of power like she is, like, to what fault?
And
Do you
she
just,
has
like-
authority to, like,
Also,
do something about it.
what was the reason she picked Zayden again? Like, because I know that she did the whole, she inflicted the,
Like, she knew.
that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we know that yet, though, in part 1.
Oh, do we not?
I don't think so. I think that's part 2
Because that's one of those things that I just...
that you just knew.
Knew, yeah.
I think that's in part 2.
But I'm trying
but-
to figure out, like, why, it's like, why Zayden? Like, she is the general of this entire
I
school.
think-
Like,
She
what?
picked Zayden
I think it's
Ryerson.
because she knew he was the most powerful, like, writer. And, like, she knew, like,
Right.
of all people, he would... Oh, he owed her a favor, too, I think.
He owed Lilith a favor?
Uh-huh. I think that's what it was.
Maybe,
He
yeah.
owed her a favor. I think.
And she was like, okay, favor.
Mm-hmm.
Protect my daughter.
I could be wrong.
But
I think-
also, like, ew.
Yeah,
You have no faith in your daughter?
literally.
But you forced her to join the
Uh-huh.
Writers Quadrant. You couldn't just let her be a scribe.
Literally.
Do we still not know
Oh, wait.
her reasoning for that?
You do learn why.
But you don't right now. Like, we don't right
Not
now,
at the
no.
moment, no.
It might not have been that he owed her a favor, but they made a deal. So I can't remember what his end of the deal was, but she says she made a deal with Zayden to protect Violet.
Oh, what did he get? Who had
What,
the
I wonder if it's
marriage?
because it also says in here she also knows they have been smuggling weapons, so maybe it was
Right.
to keep secret about that. I don't know.
Like, I won't tell if you just keep an eye
Yeah,
on
Keep
it.
an eye on
I
that
can't
eye.
remember honestly.
I don't remember.
And it's time to go to Eurasia.
Yeah, and so then Violet has her big
Mm-hmm.
come to Jesus meeting with
Yeah.
everyone.
She said, "Y'all gonna fight with us, or are you gonna?"
I hate to break some cold hard truths open
Right.
here, but here's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
You've all been lied to.
Mm-hmm.
I like, did they say who goes with them?
Yeah, Jacinia and
About half of the students, including Dane, Jazinia, and some of the teachers.
Okay, I was just making sure that, like, they included that there were some teachers that went.
yeah.
I was really, really
The way
excited
that
that some of the teachers went with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, because you could tell, like, some of them, especially the ones that they had mentioned.
Like, what's her face? Starts with a D.
Demar.
Yeah.
Damara?
I always had good vibes about her.
Yeah.
Professor, yeah,
Is it Damara?
possibly.
Devra.
Devara. That's it.
Yeah.
Devara.
Devera.
Yeah.
I think that's how I read it.
Yeah.
Ooh, next week we're going to be talking about a lot. We're
A
gonna be
lot
talking about-
more happens in part 2.
Wasn't Carr... Didn't Carr end up being bad? So I was never sure about Carr.
I think he was the guy that was on the fence, wasn't he? Where it was like a... I don't want to be on the wrong side of war or whatever.
What is it?
Was it him?
Oh, what have you done? Carr shouts, running for us, his wispy hair flying in all directions as he lifts his hands. You'll end us all. Over who? People you've never met? I won't allow it. Bodhi! Xaden orders as Carr reaches third wing. Fire erupts from Carr's hands, streaming toward the dais, and my stomach drops. Time seems to slow as Bodhi steps forward and twists his hands like he's turning a dial. The fire dies, extinguishing like it was never there, and leaving Carr staring at his hands.
Mhm.
You taught us well, Professor. Maybe a little too well.
Chew on that.
Chew on that! And that's
Why
what I
is this-
always say.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh.
Where's the cream?
No! Where's the cream?
Let's make sure it's. Where's the cream?
Where's the cream?
Please.
An empty data
It's just a picture of the data.
sheet.
Me going.
Oh my god.
Where's the
There's
cream?
the cream.
Did you show them the lack of cream? You showed them,
I
right?
did.
God.
I did.
Where is the cream, Haley? And I've always wondered.
I was about to say something and then I took it back.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you wanna hear a very Florida thing?
Yeah,
A Florida story?
I do.
Yesterday I took in an Amazon package and there were some very large moths.
Mm.
I didn't notice them until Kiwi went over there and was sniffing on the floor, and I was like, what are you doing? And I saw them, they were mating. And I said, excuse me, not in my house.
She said, not in my
house."
Christian household.
Okay. Okay.
If these walls could talk. I thought you were turning to whisper to the wall because I said these walls could talk.
I thought so too. I was waiting to hear you.
I say to the wall, shut your mouth.
Shh, don't say it.
Don't say
But
God.
they were mating, and I was like, I need to get these things out of my house.
God.
So I go to move them. I get like, I don't want to touch them.
God, no.
And so I take the Amazon package, and it's like the thin one, because I had just had like an adapter in there. And so I like put it under them, and then they separate. They fly separate sides.
Oh,
I'm like,
sad.
that was not what I was trying to do.
Bro.
But when I did that, the mail rolled over, and he...
Stop.
Stop it.
It's a moth. What?
White stuff comes spraying out.
Your Honor? Your Honor, I'd like to be recused. I would like to be recused. Your Honor. Your Honor.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Girl, I said, what is that? Please let me be wrong on what I think that is. But I was like, get out of the house. Because I got a female out. The female got out with the male. I said, what?
Oh.
He was sitting there. He goes,
I still have a stomach bug. This is so not kind. I'm going to vomit.
I'm gonna make a video edit of that.
No, I'm not. The way this whole clip just made it to TikTok has nothing to do with our book, and that will be on TikTok.
Oh, that was the most Florida thing I've witnessed this week.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
That's okay. I was really scarred for a while.
Yeah.
but I'm not fully over it yet, but
Awful.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You're so brave.
You're
Thank
so
you.
brave.
To disinfect my door frame.
Yeah, yeah. I had to disinfect my door frame, but that's because I puked on it.
Oh, word.
You know.
They're not too far apart.
Well, they're different.
Bodily liquid ejecting from the body.
Sure. I am not a moth, though. And it was my home. He did this in someone else's home.
Yeah.
That's
wrong
rude.
here.
I was trying to rekindle them, but they kept walking away from each other. I said, well, I'm sorry.
You did all you could do.
I must have ruined the vibe,
You
but
killed the moment. God. Well, kids, that's part 1 of Iron
Yeah.
Flame. Boy.
it wasn't as eventful as I thought it would be.
Mhm. It's all in like part 2.
Part 2
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's-
It hits
it's-
hard.
It's eventful.
Right.
But it's all, like, just precursor stuff.
Right.
Because part 2 is going to go horde.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna.
Brace your boobies, guys, because
Brace your breasts.
next week I'm gonna be fuming.
We're gonna come in hot and heavy.
Hot and
next
heavy.
week.
I'm gonna be fuming. I'm gonna be throwing punches left and right.
Right
No,
when
I
we start.
haven't read it yet. This
Oh.
is going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna film. We're gonna say hi and it's gonna go, so part 2.
The way it's going to be fresh in my brain, though.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna try
I'm
to
excited.
skim through it and.
What I need is to put up like some pillows up here and let you
Mhm.
guys just punch them.
Do
When you
it.
think about certain things.
I actually have hand wraps that I can bring, so that I can just.
Why don't we start boxing?
I did for a little bit.
No,
I
why don't
love
we
it.
start boxing while talking about our book?
Bookish
Oh.
boxing. We rebrand.
We're just we're like, and then what happened is that Kat was being all jealous of Violet, and then Zayden came in and he was all, don't be jealous of her. Oh,
Good work, Haley.
thank you. I've done a little bit of boxing. That's a jab.
No, but that would literally be good though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Let it out.
That would be the funniest thing to watch on
Especially
camera.
the way
I love
that this gets me fuming.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I would gladly box you.
Mm-hmm. I would gladly box you.
I'd gladly
Such an
watch
honor.
y'all box each other. Honestly,
Hannah with popcorn.
I'd be like, huh, look at her hitting her.
She's
That's
she's
crazy.
reading from the Kindle. She's like, this is what we're talking about.
I'm doing the bookish report.
You're writing the book about us.
I'm writing my fanfic.
Oh, first New York, now we're boxing secret. Like,
Guys, this is lesbian behavior.
It's all coming together.
I
we're
like
truly
it.
best friends if you're not lesbian for each other.
Dude, I've had my fair share of lesbian claims. I like it. But not the lot.
I like it, but not the lot.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
God. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This has been such a fun episode. We'll be back next week with part 2 of Iron Flame.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Strap in. It's a wild ride. Rebecca,
Oh, yeah.
you're a crazy bitch.
For sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on all social media. Click on our link tree. Go to all the things. We post on all the things. We have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We have all of them. So just go follow.
Yep.
It's free.
It is.
It's free.
Literally costing you nothing.
Takes 2 seconds.
Costs you $0 even dollars.
You go tap, tap.
Tap tap.
Even $0 to do it.
Even
so
$0.
I'm not seeing a problem.
Mm-mm.
We love y'all so much. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
We will see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.